It is Christmas Eve, 2005, and in a few moments, the legendary Twisted Metal competition will begin. Deep within his stronghold, far beneath the streets of Los Angeles, the contest's demented creator, a man who calls himself Calypso, watches and waits. He is prepared to pay the winner any prize he or she requests, no matter how rare, no matter how costly, no matter the consequences.
No.
A dozen competitors have been personally selected by Calypso. They come from every background: assassins, mercenaries, vigilantes, professional drivers, social misfits, and joyriders. All are out for one thing tonight: the chance to battle for their ultimate dream. Tonight, one dream will come true. Welcome, one and all, to the very first Twisted Metal. Exactly 20 years ago today, game developer SingleTrack released this monstrosity upon the world. And I'm here to honor them by reviewing it, as well as playing it. But first, let's take a look at what we got on our hands here. For those of you unacquainted, Twisted Metal is a game in which you take to the streets of LA in an all-out fight to the death in pursuit of a fantastic prize. In short, it's vehicular slaughter chock full of fire and destruction. After choosing your driver, you're pit against an onslaught of enemies, with each level stacking the odds ever against you. Drivers from all over have come to compete, but only one will survive to the end. Let's meet those competitors now, shall we? First, we have a serial killer, and the series mascot, Needles Kane, driving the iconic ice cream truck known as Sweet Tooth. Note that Needles has not yet been given his iconic flaming hair in this game, as that wouldn't appear until Twisted Metal 2. Anyway, each car has a unique special attack, and Sweet Tooth's special is a flaming ice cream projectile. Yeah, I couldn't even make that up if I tried. Next up we have Charlie Kane, driver of Yellow Jacket. He's a retired taxicab driver at the end of his rope, and he's entered this competition with nothing to lose. If he wins, however, he'll finally find out what happened to his long-lost son. Kane. I wonder what happened to his son, guys. Anyway, Yellow Jacket's special weapon is the none-too-subtle Molotov cocktail. Yeah! Here we have Mr. Ash. His vehicle of choice is the semi-truck, most likely to fit his personality. He's a ravenous creature, concerned with getting an awesome item, one that may end the world. This is where the no matter what the consequences part comes in. After him, we have Sergeant Carl Roberts. As you can obviously tell, he's a cop. His mission is to win the contest to end it. Sounds kinda counterproductive if you ask me. Anyway, on to the next driver. His name is Bruce, driving the famous Thumper. I find it kind of interesting there's no last name, but at least they gave him a first name, unlike Mr. Ash. His mission is to bring his neighborhood out of the war zone, which I'm guessing that means he wants a peaceful neighborhood? I'm not sure. Next contestant, please. Right. Agent Stone. Another one-named person. Even more strange is his story. He's been hired by a freedom group to use the prize to retrieve an item with which could liberate the world. Maybe I take back the idea of him not having a first name. That's pretty amazing. Next in our lineup is Pit Viper, driven by Angela Fortin. Finally, a full name. According to her description, she's a woman leading a double life. Her prize, the most sensible in my opinion, $1 million. Cash. Following her is Warthog, driven by a US government employee. At least, I would assume it's not made clear which government he's working for. His name is Commander Mason. Guess they couldn't keep the full name rolling for too long. His prize is another mysterious item, just like Mr. Ash. His prize can end life as we know it. Up next we have Mr. Grimm, driven by 4 question marks. Seems like they couldn't even come up with a name for this one. Not much else is known about him other than his prize. He's a collector of sorts, hoping to get an item that has been eluding him for years. I know what that's like. Now here we have Scott Campbell, which is not only a full name, but a name that belonged to an original developer of this game. He drives Spectre. No, not that Spectre. And as you can guess, he is a wandering spirit. His prize is to be whole again. Next up is Hammerhead. This beast is driven by 2 high school dropouts, Dave and Mike, both of which are armed with a collection of classic rock CDs. What could possibly go wrong? Our final contestant is Roadkill. This version, however, is not driven by Marcus Kane, but rather it's driven by Captain Sears. He is a man who is haunted by the past. He hopes winning the contest will get rid of the guilt that he left behind. So, now you know the setting, and you've met the whole cast, so it's finally time to jump into the game. I'll be playing as Yellow Jacket for the sake of this playthrough. I prefer his story, as well as his well-rounded stats. Join me next time for my extensive walkthrough of the game. Wait, I forgot to talk about the most important aspect of this game, the multiplayer. Here you can test the skills of both a friend and yourself. Notice that there's no 4-player option. That didn't happen until Twisted Metal 3 and after. However, Head-On was an exception. In this version, everything is unlocked for you, so there's no code to remember and there's nothing to save. How convenient. However, finding these arenas is a little difficult. You have to go into the option and then select the level, instead of a normal select screen like all the others. But you have to start somewhere. After you start up, you'll notice that all the multiplayer arenas are just simply condensed versions of the single-player levels. As such, the layout of the weapon pickups are the same. However, there's no way to heal yourself in multiplayer, so it's do or die. Unlike later entries in the series, you don't have push-button powers. As such, freeze, mirror missiles, and mines are pickups, rather than the push-button controls. Join me next time when I review the single player, the controls, as well as my walkthrough. And yes, I'm actually ending the video here. See you next time.